trade, but someone arguably got a much better player.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown, and the other one was Hollywood.
Yeah,
Brown.
AJ Brown to Philly. That's right. And then James Bradbury went to Philly.
Oh my God.
All right. Make sure we talk like super directly into the mic so you can hear it. That's why we're here. You can
Okay.
hear it, but you can also move. You can move these motherfuckers. You can have them hanging off the edge if you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. We're recording.
Oh yeah.
Can you see my head?
Yeah.
Is it all good?
I moved it over a little bit
Okay.
to adjust for everybody kind of moving.
Fuck yeah. Welcome to Division Rivals, the new look Division Rivals for the post-draft. It feels like it's a new season. I'm Kenny Weber.
Did we go down? Or did we do
Whatever we want, baby. It's usually Lucas just because it was me and him originally.
We've been primed.
So we'll do it again. I'm Kenny Weber.
I'm Lucas Cicero.
And I'm Dwayne Murphy Jr.
Gabe Cohan is passing away right now from COVID.
He's on the COVID list.
He is on the designated COVID list. Might be dying. No, he's good, or I would not be making those jokes. I'm sorry if you lost a loved one to COVID. We are comedians. My bad.
I'm not sorry.
I mean, we all kind of lost loved ones, so it
Dwayne
is what
still
it is.
thinks it's fake. Okay.
You know what I mean? And the Earth is flat.
And that school shooting today wasn't real. That's what. Oh, is that too soon? 18 children died today by the gun of an 8.
I heard it was 21.
Oh, so they just keep dying.
I heard 14 for I don't know.
And I don't mean that I literally don't mean that in a light way. I think it's fucking insane what's happening.
Yeah, that is tough, man. That was.
Welcome to Division Rivals. My name is Lucas Cicero.
Hey, we're keeping this. I'm keeping this in. This is what I was saying. This is kind of what we were talking about. Is we're a comedy football podcast. So comedy above football.
Always. So school shooting.
So I'm looking up the school shooting right now. We will go over this really quick.
Let's look over
Oh my
it.
God.
It was very sad. It happened in Texas. Yeah, elementary school. You know what I mean?
People keep saying like, "What's going to happen now?" And it's like, dude, it was Texas. Nothing's like they're not going to change anything.
That's what I'm saying. Them guns. They like, no, we need more guns now. The kids need guns in the school. That's what they need. Yeah. That's what they're gonna say.
With obviously we're not dwelling on this because this is not what the podcast is about.
Yeah.
But right now it does say that 19 students died. That's a fucking insane.
To adults.
One of the adults is the shooter though.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
They always love to do that because they just
why rope him in? He's not the victim.
well that's the thing is, so 9/11.
Yeah.
If I think it was like I should know this by heart, but I don't. I think it's either over 2,000 or 3,000 people died, but it's barely. So like it's like 2,000 and I'm not even gonna look it up. Fuck it. I don't even need the facts.
Yeah.
It's like 2,007 people died in 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take away the hijackers, it goes down below 2,000
Oh wow.
or 3,000, whatever the number was.
Yeah.
We're just talking out of our. I'm talking out of my. I roped you guys into it. Hey, all three of us are just talking out of our ass.
Welcome to Division Rivals.
where we talk about football and only football.
Nah, dude, that's what we were talking about. We do what we want. How have you guys been?
This is what they talk about in the locker room, I bet, right?
Oh, 100%.
Football players are talking.
Well, did you see Steve Kerr? Like he had a little press conference, and dude, I was thinking about it a lot. I imagine that being an athlete and being so fortunate to make that much money, when things like this happen, they kind of they hit, like, I feel like they take it a little worse. That's why they're kind of like really vocal about it, because it's like they have a very good, you gotta look at your life at that point and be like, God damn, I got a good life. And there's kids out there just getting shot in the face. Like,
I mean, I'm about to play this basketball game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how can I like play this game and make all this money? And you know what I mean? And it's just like all this tragedies happening out there. You know, I'm sure that there's a level of guilt. I don't know. Well, maybe guilt. You think guilt?
I mean, I think they're fucked either way because they play basketball. All they hear is shoot.
There we go, Lucas.
No, I swear to God, they did come back from commercial and they the lady on the cam, she goes, the Mavs shooting night. That's what I heard. She said Mavs shooting, but I thought she said mass shooting. So I paused my TV and I was like, this is not happening right now.
Whoever's in the playoffs tonight, I hope someone hit 19 shots.
Oh man, they actually did. They hit 18 in the third quarter, but that's that's a real stat. Anyway.
Oh Jesus Christ, I'm going to hell. Seriously, though, I don't think it has to be said, but that fucking sucks, bro. I can't. That's a lot of fucking children.
Yeah. That's
a
tragedy goes out. I'm doing homeschool. I'm doing homeschool for damn sure.
Yeah,
You know what
that's what I was thinking about today after that happened. I don't have any kids, but I was like, fuck, how do you send your kid to how do you send your are you going to do homeschool for real? Like,
oh yeah. I'm not.
Really?
I mean, honestly, you know what I mean? First of all, I don't need no white people teaching my son how the world works. You know what I'm saying? No. Nah, my wife and I have talked a lot about it because I actually wasn't into doing the homeschool thing at first, but it took a lot of convincing, and I've actually really feel strongly about teaching, my son on my own. So, you know what I mean? I think I'm very capable of doing it.
that's sick, man. That's fucking
Cool.
Yeah. That's just, a little something. We breastfeed too, you know what I'm saying? So, that formula shortage ain't worried about my house. You know what I'm saying? My son's eating. No.
I was I've been watching 90 Day Fiance with my girl, and then she's like been going on and on about because there's like a family in there and there's like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And they're breastfeeding the 2-year-old, and then it's like brought up this whole conversation about
That's the precursor to children, man. I'm telling you, that's the precursor right there. 90 Day Fiance. How many days in a row have y'all been watching it? Is it over a week?
no.
No, not over a week.
Wait. Have we watched the show? Not, like, oh no.
Okay, all right.
No.
All right,
Didn't see a fucking episode yesterday, guys.
Didn't see one.
Didn't see one. Saw one
It was
the
like-
previous
All right,
four days.
Hold on, wait, Xavier, look at me. All right, look at me. It's been like 6 days, right? You know what I mean? You live with.
Hey, Xavier wouldn't know because he's too busy watching it with his girlfriend at her place.
Oh,
He's
man.
living up. I was just saying, how many is
he's
he
trying
watching?
to get you to out me. He doesn't know because he's not here. He's too busy with his girlfriend.
Hey, man, the NFL, they're not the only ones with playbooks. These women have playbooks. First, they hit you with the 90-day fiance, and then
It's
they're
true.
like, okay,
Be careful.
I got 27 dresses. I got
Yes.
all these fucking movies,
I swear to God, dude.
Yeah.
Once you start watching Love Is Blind and fucking
Oh,
that Ultimatum, hey, did you watch that Ultimatum?
No,
show?
but I saw
I
Love
already
Is
finished.
Blind.
I already watched the
Really?
entire Ultimatum.
Man.
I heard it was
man,
really
because
bad.
you about to get one, bro.
I heard it had like the trashiness that Love Is Blind didn't have. you
Oh,
know?
dude, yeah, it did,
Yeah.
man. It
Dude,
did.
have you not seen the Ultimatum, Lucas?
No, just Love Is
watch
Blind.
that,
Yes,
dude.
it does.
Hey, if you're listening to this podcast, I mean, if you're a single dude, enjoy your life. But if you got a girl and you go watch because this is honestly, we should have a segment on a podcast where we give men advice on shows to pick that are gonna still be good, but their girls gonna be way into it too.
Yeah.
Like I my first two choices are The Ultimatum and The Circle.
Okay,
on
the
Netflix.
I like The Circle.
The Circle,
I do.
because girls will get into usually any like reality contestant type shit like that, and it involves social media, so they'll be into it. But The Ultimatum is juicy.
Yeah, it is, dude. I'm telling you, because Love Is Blind. The thing about Love Is Blind is they all try to be like, they try to stay like, like put together. You know what I mean? They're like,
Yeah.
I'm so in love, and this is a big moment in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
But
Yeah.
on The Ultimatum, do you know the premise? Besides,
I am the premise. That's why I don't want to watch that shit.
no. No, you're not the premise, dog. No,
I've been with my
Lucas.
girl 6.5 years.
Oh, you
No,
got
no.
yeah. Oh no,
I am
actually,
the premise,
no,
yeah.
yeah. Don't, yeah. If you watch
No.
it, it's about to
because
it's
no,
about-
because the
Hey,
prep.
can
Because
we timestamp this, by the way?
yeah, it's gonna pop off in your house if you watch that show, bro. I promise
dude,
you.
because the premise to that, what really because if it's just a show where it's like at the end of this you have to decide if you want to marry somebody, that's not where they get you. Where they get you in the show is they bring these group of people that are all doing the ultimatum together, and then they swap.
Mm-hmm.
They swap their fucking like with the it's like wife swap,
Yeah.
but you like wife swap was all about doing everything but the intimate shit.
Yeah.
Right? It was like we're doing daily chores together and shit. No. This shit is about they fuck, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey should be in federal prison for the
100%.
emotional turmoil they put these people through.
100%.
Honestly.
And then they started out maybe like, yeah, we spent some time apart and then we got married. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you guys.
I know, right? Exactly. Vanessa Lachey, and then she's up there talking about having kids and stuff. Anyway, not to
Okay,
ruin it
so
for you,
that's
but yeah.
okay. So you cleared one thing up for me because I had heard about the ultimatum,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought what they got is they're like, hey, like you're on Love Is Blind, but you're a little too trashy for it. here we go, perfect show for you.
No, it's a whole different show and concept because they and it's funny to see how the relationships pan out at the end and stuff like that. Because
every season of Love Is Blind, there's one or two where you're like, dog, you belong to the streets.
That's that second season. They all belong to the streets, bro.
Oh, the Ultimatum has a couple of them.
Yeah.
Dude.
Man, I can't.
It's the classic reality TV thing where they feed them alcohol. And you can just, from scene to scene, like, oh, this person's about to pop off. They're drunk. They're drunk. Man. They're drunk for sure.
Whole time. And it's like they just make it, they just like encourage it more and more and more. Like they just make them, I'm like, how do they get away with this shit? They just filmed that all in Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. It's a good show, dude. I'm telling you.
Speaking of Ultimatum, was that, I'm trying to segue right into Jerry Judy.
Oh,
baby!
Since we
on an ultimatum,
you know what? This is what happens in something we got to. We'll segue this Jerry Judy shit right into our league as well because we need to do our draft, but we need one more person in the league. So we need one more comic because we lost. Right. We only lost one. I'm highly surprised we only lost.
What did we lose, by the way?
It was Tom Goss.
Oh, okay.
He just said he doesn't really like the like not drafting he wants to like basically redraft the team. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, well, it's also kind of a hard sell because I don't know if he had the best team. It wasn't. It was. I mean, it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. Players. But you kind of have to adopt a team that you didn't really pick.
Well, what I'm going to do is whoever it is for the first season, I'm going because we do $50 buy-in. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to cover their weekly and send me the weekly, so that's good. But I'm going to cover their $50 buy-in. And so they'll end up instead of it they'll have to send like $80 or whatever it is for the weekly shit. So they still take a cost, but I'll cover their.
I got dues from last season. I know I got.
Y'all got skeletons in our closet.
So Jerry Judy's on my team. Yeah. So when I heard the news that he was taken into custody for second-degree tampering with domestic violence enhancer.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what the.
First of all, what is a domestic violence enhancer? That is what's good.
That just sounds like he didn't really hit a bitch, but
like, what is like? I don't even like. I saw this story. What was it? This May 12th. So a couple weeks ago, and it was it's just like. It was hard for me to read it because so much has like happened this offseason with like the trades, the moves. Like this has been a very active offseason. And like when this popped up, I was just like, oh, something else. You know what I mean? But the fact that he was tampering really intrigued me.
So what exactly do they mean by tampering?
Even this, as I'm reading this as you guys are talking, and it just doesn't.
All right, so let's go here and go up. I'll try to read it super fast. Well, Jerry Judy was arrested Thursday by the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department, and according to the sheriff's office, charged with second-degree criminal tampering with a domestic violent enhancer, a misdemeanor. Let's see. There was not probable cause to believe there was threat or use any physical force against the victim. It solely involved property.
And there was no damage to property. Like, what does that mean?
I don't even know. It says it was made afternoon. No physical contact was made in a dispute between Judy and the mother of his 1-month-old. Yeah, where are you looking at?
Brown said Judy prevented the woman from retrieving several items, including her wallet and medical information for the child and a car seat. So they're probably saying like the fact that he wasn't letting her have access to like money and shit like that is like that's like
tampering. Okay.
I'm assuming that's the domestic violence part. Like you're.
Oh, the domestic violence enhancer was so the charge. Okay, so I guess somebody must have called the police because he wasn't letting her leave, and the domestic. They were just saying like they can add domestic violence to the charge because he was doing that.
That makes sense. Okay, so it's actually what he was doing is not good. I'm not condoning this behavior, but it's not as bad as it sounds from the headline.
Yeah. This is glorified baby mama drama. Let's be real. Like the off season, they need a story, so they're like, "Hey, can we take this and run with it?" Okay. Did he get charged? No. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of reaching at this point.
No. I mean, a lot of these dudes don't have much going on away from football. You know what I mean? And it's like you you spend a lot of time trying to just like the NFL is all about generating content,
right?
You know what I mean? More than any TikToker out there on the planet. The NFL is like generating content 24/7. They want you talking about them 24/7. So it was like what the draft was done. Everybody's in OTAs. There's no training camp. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, Jerry Jeudy, he hit somebody. It's like, did he? Nah, he didn't hit. But
hey, but we could enhance it that way.
Exactly. We could
enhance headlines are misleading, man. Yeah.
That's what it sounds. But that's what the NFL does. I mean, they do that in the draft, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I have a sneaking suspicion. I don't know if you agree with me that the Giants were the ones who put out some of that like that stuff about Kayvon Thibodeau not being a good dude.
So he could fall?
So he could fall,
I mean, it's funny. So they had apparently a bad interview with him, and they were both very upfront about it. Like, yeah, dude, it wasn't a great interview. He's like, yeah, they kind of challenged me, and like I was okay at the end.
But if you go on the Giants YouTube page, they released Kayvon Thibodeau's interview. Like, it wasn't a bad interview.
Right.
It was just like the thing is, Kayvon Thibodeau is coming into the league all about his brand and everything like that. You know what I mean? So many teams are like, it's kind of, honestly, it kind of upsets me because all these teams are like, nah, you need to come in broke and hungry, and you know what I'm saying? And you need to let us, decide when you can earn money. And it's like, let this kid is a baller, dude. Like, let him play football.
I think it's great. I think his vibe could be a little misconstrued because, like, I follow him on Twitter, right? And he put out a tweet like, hey, I'm holding tryouts for barbers in NYC. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Like, to the naked eye, that could seem a little, like,
But it's like, it's New York. You know what I'm saying? And I think he did come to the perfect place because that is very New York City. You know what I mean? Like, talk your shit, dude, because it's like, if you back it up, you're going to be the man. Remember when Michael Strahan was literally eating food and licking his fingers in front of reporters after a game? Like, Michael Strahan did that, all right? Good Morning America. So it's like, let this kid talk about NFTs, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand.
You can't risk having bad hair, especially in New York.
Oh, that is important.
I mean, we have great hair. Yeah. Like, you think we'd let just any person touch
hair? Don't matter.
Nah, they talk that shit to you in New York. They see you on the streets, so they be like, nah. So yeah, Kayvon knows what's up, man. I like him. That's why I wanted to draft him. Yeah. All right, I can't wait.
We characters are okay, Mm-hmm. Even OBJ, like you saw, you can win championships with these guys.
I'm tired of the Giants were so like, we can't have these dudes. Like, they want these buttoned up, boring ass like personality dudes.
Well, I don't usually say things like this, but we're still moving away from the slave days of the NFL. Like, straight up. Like, that's just that's what it is, and it's a weird transitionary period where certain teams don't want to let go of that. They don't want to. A lot of it has to do with social media. Yeah, is really what it is. It's not even like I'm obviously being a little facetious with the way I'm talking about it, but like,
but it was even in like the Giants fan base though. Like, we have a lot of fans who are like, nah, I don't like that. I don't like that. They're just old.
Well, I think every fan, like, it's an age thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm probably one of the oldest fans that's gonna still like. I like the new shit. Yeah. Like, I'm with it. I understand it. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm also a comedian who has to be on social media a lot, and I see everything that's going on. I'm like, of course. Yeah. Like, everybody in the world has much more of a voice.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? There are fans out there, like, there's these dudes who, like, run the team's podcast and shit, like Paul Dottino, and he's like, oh, yeah, I don't like celebrations. I like it when, you score a touchdown, you hand the ball to the ref. What the fuck? If I scored a touchdown in the NFL, are you... Dude,
it's a big deal. Like,
how old is he?
5.
He's
Paul Dottino's an old guy. Losing hair,
And that's the thing, like, but football is such an intense game. It is such a like high emotionally generated. They talk about having that high motor. They want those angry dudes on the field, and then you want me to get off the field and be like, yeah, man. Yeah, what's up, bro? How you doing? Can I get some tea? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
well, but the reality is these guys shouldn't be thrust so much into the spotlight as they are at all times,
right?
Because that's who they are. It's the same. I actually a great parallel, in my opinion, is comedians. Mm-hmm. I don't know why anybody is looking at a comedian as like a hero. Yeah. Like, I'm not here to be a hero. I'm literally just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And that's what all the greats, that's what they're doing. But then the public and fan bases will attach to them and like make it more than that. But even somebody like Chappelle,
yeah,
he's just out there trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't even get me on that. Do you hear about the Mulaney shit?
Wait, John Mulaney is getting attacked? He got slapped?
So, did you hear about it, Lucas?
Yeah, no, I heard. So basically, Mulaney brought him onto a show as a surprise guest, and he went up there, did some jokes that were perceived as transphobic, whatever. I didn't hear the jokes. I was at the show. But that's the report, and from there, they're kind of trying to drag him again.
They're trying to drag Mulaney, though, because what they're saying is that, like there's at least a group that is saying, like just a group that's basically saying that Mulaney made, a lot of basically gay and trans people like Mulaney, and like he basically made a fan base out of a lot of those people. Okay. And then he like brought Chappelle on stage, somebody that they would never like knowingly want to go see.
All right.
And shit. And it's just like I mean, I don't. I'm not into this. I don't believe. I think it's all just crazily absurd. The whole thing is crazily absurd. Nobody like I look up to Dave Chappelle because I am a comedian and I aspire to be like my version of as funny as he is. Like if I can achieve even fucking.
Dave Chappelle was the voice of the underdog for so long because of him saying no to Hollywood, walking away and then coming back 10 years later and doing like the Netflix thing and everything like that. But I think that like, he's definitely, a celebrity, and as a celebrity, you're going to be a victim of like your celebrity. And that means like there's a group of people who's going to choose not to like you.
Of course. And I don't think, I mean, it just is what it is, but it's crazy to me that it continually happens and there's these lines in the sand. Yeah. And then what gets crazy to me as a comedian and as someone that sees we live close to maybe the LA comedy scene is I would say only like maybe like what, like Portland and shit is probably worse with the like wokeness and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's funny. Yeah. I was actually in Portland like a couple weeks ago, and my comedy isn't like super edgy, but it's also not like PG-13, like something you go send your grandma to see. Mm-hmm. And I can feel a little bit of that resistance when I start, throwing in some controversial topics, some racial, religious type jokes.
Right, which I never really. I mean, I could give a fuck less about the public and how they feel about it because you're gonna find your audience. You got to do the shit you want to do. You're gonna figure it out. To me, it's comics. Obviously, I won't out anybody. This is an open micer anyway, but there's a girl, dude, she's made like fucking like 7 posts, like an LA open micer that's basically just like fuck John Mulaney now, and it's like she just like it's like that's a weird way to be that you find somebody does one thing and you're ready to just fucking write them. That's like
I mean, it gives you. I mean, a lot of. I mean, this is true, and it sucks to say because like when you say it like this, people think it's superficial, but a lot of people find it as a way to like boost themselves onto like a platform and have a voice in a way that their jokes can't give them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
where
yeah.
It's like,
100%.
Yeah, like you said, it's that open micer or whoever it is that's like, I'm going to go ahead and attack John Mulaney and rally these people behind me. Yeah. Now I'm their hero. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I'm doing shows too now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, hey, now come see my shows and stuff like that. Ain't worked on a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, there's just too many. Like, I don't know. Comics should be like have each other's backs till the end, bro.
Yeah.
Like till the end. And there's just like, I mean, even somebody I love, like I will name drop just because it's a fucking public. Andy Kindler. I fucking love that dude. Like he's been to the Rec Room twice.
Yeah.
So fucking ridiculously funny. Just like wacky, funny, ridiculous guy. And he's like part of the fucking like this is anti-trans stuff. All this stuff is and I'm just like, bro, like, man, then that means all of the comedy from forever has been anti what it's not. Nothing is anti whatever you're talking about.
It's very shitty that this is happening not only to Mulaney but also to Chappelle, because Chappelle is one of those dudes that is always so pro comic. You remember the thing happened with Kramer? He defended in the Laugh Factory. He went up on stage. He's like, "Man, this shit reminds me of Kramer, but you know what? Like, I'm more comedian than I am black, or something along those lines. Don't quote me." And he defended Kramer at a time when everyone hated it. He dropped the hard R. Like when you gotta.
It's hard. I mean, with comedy, like the emotion behind comedy and all that is like the line is blurrier and blurrier now because it's like people can't just separate the craft from the emotions, and you know what I mean. It's like, yeah, dude, like it's. It sometimes this art form is what it's meant to be. Like comedians are supposed to be people who can say what others can't, so like that's what they do, so it's like you can't like encourage us to be like that and then discourage us from like or like attack us and stuff like I'm telling you, I could go on about it all day. I talk my wife's ear off about this stuff,
dude.
all
The
time.
comics who do that, they have that loser mentality where they're like, I'm gonna get ahead by putting these people down, because whenever something controversial happens with someone like, I don't know, Chris D'Elia, Chappelle, whoever, they're like, that's a good comic, and if they're out of the game, that gives me just a little bit of it. Like,
well, for them, it's like
no.
they should pay. I hear that all the time. They need to pay. Like they need to, and it's like, well, what did they do? Like, what they
I mean,
do
for
to
jokes,
you?
like at least the D'Elia stuff is like outside of like comedy itself. Shit.
Yeah, that was bad.
But Chappelle,
Not as bad then, yeah.
when it comes to like if we're trying to cancel people over their comedy, I just think that's wild.
Yeah.
Do your thing. I will. What did I have pulled up here? They're NFL considering changes to Pro Bowl format, including replacing with a showcase of players. They're talking about doing maybe a flag football game. Basically,
That's what it already is.
Yo,
at this point.
like these dudes don't want to play. Like,
just they want the free trip to Hawaii, bro. Come on. Like,
like all the skills stuff that they do is fun, right? They do that stuff. Like, they were playing like dodgeball. What happened to that when they were like playing like dodgeball and like these dudes were doing stuff like I watched the quarterbacks like throw to like at targets and shit. Like I watched it, but it's like we don't want to watch it, and they don't want to be there. They don't want to play. So I don't know why they are forcing this down people's throats.
They basically want like from what this article's saying, it's like they're thinking about doing like the quarterback challenge and doing like what you're saying, doing a lot of the challenge based shit and having them picked by like their fans and by the fans and peers.
There you go, baby. Cool. You know what I mean?
Which is ironic because they're starting that new league where you can like the players choose the plays.
Fan control. Michael Vick's gonna play in that the last game of the season.
Johnny Manziel, Terrell Owens.
They've been lighting it up. Have you seen their highlights too?
That's gonna be great.
Dude, fucking 40-year-old Terrell Owens is playing fucking football.
48. He's 48. Terrell Owens,
he's not 40. He's 48. Jesus Christ.
This is going to be great for him. He's going to have another reality show where he's going to be dating girls with Chad Ochocinco. It's going to be, man. Can they bring that back?
That's my quarterback. Yeah. He's still trying to get in the league. He talks about it all the time.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I think that they should still do it after the Super Bowl so that people that players that were in the Super Bowl can participate. Mm-hmm. I just think it's the weirdest thing because there's
that's how they used to do it, right?
Yeah, that's how they used to do it, but then they switched it because they switched it because they thought it was going to get more views because people think that football's over after the Super Bowl and aren't coming back for the Pro Bowl. So they switched it to get more views, but then players in the Super Bowl aren't in the Pro Bowl, which is weird. Yeah. It's very, I don't know. It's just very odd. I'd say just do challenges. Get rid of the fucking game.
Yeah.
Who cares? How do you guys feel overall about the Giants going into the off-season programs and
first?
It's been a while since I've seen this much light at the end of the tunnel. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Because management is making good decisions. It's just weird having a GM that's competent. There's still some boneheaded things that you don't like to see, like your best corner going to the rival team.
That doesn't bother me as much, but I'll let you finish.
Okay. Yeah. So it bothers me because for whatever reason they had trade offers, they didn't go through. I believe they couldn't agree with James Bradbury on money, but now that he's like, oh, we don't have to give up a pick, all of a sudden you agree to money. So I think they're like, all right, well, if the Eagles are going to be the only team to take him, we're not going to like trade him to the Eagles. But they should have known, like, if they're the only team willing to pay for him, that he's going to go there regardless if you release him. So you could have got, I don't know, maybe a pick. So besides that, I don't know if the offensive line is done being rebuilt, but we've tried really fucking hard. We signed what's supposed to be a starting guard. We've got a fucking top 5, top 7 pick as a right tackle. Like, things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see how it plays out. I mean, I'm overall as happy as can be considering, what we just went through the past few years. What do you think, Dwayne?
I think that I think that I have also felt like a lot more positive like energy coming from the Giants and everything like that. You know what I mean? Giants Life has been more fun to watch now. Than,
you actually watch that show now?
I still watch Giants Life. You know what I mean? But I think that it's weird because like I do want to be excited and everything like that. Like apparently everyone's like they loves Brian Daboll and Joe Shane has made some great decisions as a GM in everyone's opinion, but we haven't really played a down of football. So it's like it's tough to get like all like we're all excited. You know what I mean? Like I want to be because I got super excited for Joe Judge. I got super excited for Pat Shurmur. I did because I thought what he did with Case Keenum was gonna translate over to us. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't fool me once.
Yeah, right? I mean, it happens. But I will say, even if it doesn't pan out this season, which I hope it does, or at least we like try to make the playoffs, heading into next season, we're estimated to have $80 million in cap space.
Yeah, and a little more draft capital too, so we could like get maybe a good prospect and everything. Now, but here's what I'm saying about the James Bradbury thing. Why I don't feel as bad because he was noticeably declining last season. I watched every every game, and he got Terry McLaurin torched him twice a year. He got torched by anybody. Robbie Anderson. No, not Carolina. What game was it? That the Rams. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
all day.
Cooper Kupp.
You know what I mean? Like it was just
even the game we went to. I mean,
my man, both of those
Chargers,
dudes.
Yeah,
Mike Williams,
and
what you call it? Didn't score. Keenan Allen didn't score because I had him in fantasy and I needed him to score that week. So I remember that. But Mike Williams scored that long bomb. You know what I mean? That he got in coverage. So I mean, I think James Bradbury is closer to the decline than we let on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at 29, yeah, sure, he's at a good age, but he was getting roasted. And NFL is moving to a more, shifty, dynamic, type of wide receiver. I think James Bradbury struggles covering guys like that. So, I didn't feel as bad seeing him go to the Eagles because, they are, like, trying to make a run at the title. So, like, let them do it. You know what I mean? Are we paying him, this year a lot of money to play for them? Sure, but after this year, like you said, we have so much money at our disposal. Then he's a north of 30 corner who's looking for an extension. Oh, that's on the Eagles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even with that problem.
Yeah. That's kind of how I was looking at it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but I didn't. I know a lot of Giants. I mean, yeah, it's Philly. Okay, who like, fuck Philly. But, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, seriously, fuck it. That's the one thing we can all agree on. Fuck Philly.
Yeah,
dude.
fuck the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Fuck the Eagles. I still remember when those fucking fans cheered when Michael Irvin wasn't moving on the turf. I'll say that till I die.
Yeah, they
cheered while he wasn't fucking moving,
these
dude.
People,
that's brutal.
These people booed Santa Claus. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, these kids try to make your kids happy.
Are those Redskins colors?
Exactly.
Philly fans still call them the Redskins for sure.
Yeah, they call. Yeah, they
so
do.
Before I tell you about how I feel about the Cowboys, which isn't that good, but before I tell you that, I was reading. I was just going over some headlines, and it was just saying basically that Todd Gurley. It seems like he's hanging him up for good. Which is, I mean, I don't think we're super surprised, but he literally was quoted, "I appreciated my time in the league, and I've done things I could have never dreamed about." So it's like that sounds like he's done. But when I was reading this article, what I did see, which is hilarious to me, is where does it say? Recently, Gurley became part owner of the fan-controlled football league's Beasts, which is also owned by Marshawn Lynch.
What's up? Him and Marshawn Lynch out there Look at that.
Yo,
I knew
Marshawn Lynch is slowly building a little Beast brand, bro. He's got like a couple restaurants.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is nuts. The hotel I was staying at in Portland had this little, I thought it was a typical, hotel cafe type spot called Bistro, and it was spelled Beast. And then I realized it was owned by Marshawn Lynch. I was like, oh, fuck, I never got to try it.
Get your chicken right. That's Marshawn Lynch who said that. You know what I'm saying? He was not kidding.
Yeah.
He was not kidding. Todd Gurley has had a good career, like, in the league. He has been in a Super Bowl, right? I mean, he didn't win it, but... I don't think he's going to go down as, like, one of the best running backs of all time.
I think he'll go down as – I think most people will consider him a bust, even though it's hard. He had some good seasons. It's just those injuries, man.
He was like a 2-3 year wonder. Yeah, I mean that one season with the Rams was nuts. He was just unstoppable.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the narrative. I don't even believe that because I think if you play fantasy football, you kind of know, you know who was good.
That's
you know
true,
who is and was good.
Yeah.
It's just when he was good, you were expecting.
Much more.
You were expecting a long career from him.
Yeah.
So.
Like Adrian Peterson type.
He had arthritis, which I'm not an expert on this, but I think it's one of those things where.
Wait, you're not an arthritis expert?
No.
Holy shit.
But I feel like it's one of those things from what I heard. Once you have it, you're kind of fucked. Like it's not going away.
He had it coming into the league because he tore his ACL in college. So it was like he tore his ACL in his left knee in college. So it was like he was already coming in, behind the 8 ball and everything. To have the career that he did, having that issue was amazing because it was some games he rushed for like 200 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It was nuts. So
great in the passing game, too. I mean, at that point, running backs were already good in the passing game, but he was one of those where like, oh, you could put him at receiver. Like,
And you could really, him and Le'Veon Bell were like the two dudes where like they changed the running back. But now everybody, now your running back has to pass catch.
And both of them had I like overall disappointing careers.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those guys, how good they were, their like 2 to 3 best seasons.
Yeah.
Both of those guys seemed like they were gonna go down like that they would be Hall of Fame running backs, and I don't
Le'Veon had such he's still in the league, right? He had such a unique style.
Yeah.
That if he would have stayed in the Steelers, man, he could have been.
Well, that was the thing. Their styles were so unique and dynamic for the teams they were on. Like no one else knew how to use Le'Veon Bell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Sean McVay is the one who brought that potential out of Todd Gurley. You know what I mean? Like it's like do this Deebo Samuel thing. I worry about him because it's like who's gonna use you better than Kyle Shanahan? You know what I mean? Like he's the best mind in football right now. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta give a little, dude, because you're not gonna be Deebo Samuel. You know what I mean? Anywhere else, you're no Cordell Patterson. All right?
You guys think he'll get traded before the dedeadline?
Deebo Samuel.
Well, the deadline is during the season, so
right. So you have until I think week 6, right?
I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, once the season starts, if he's still on the team, I feel like it's all up in the air. If they're 5-0, you think he's going to be asking for a trade?
I would usually rule it out. I usually would, but because supposedly next year's picks were and are more valuable than this year's picks, even though they've already been picked.
Yeah.
I think there's still a chance that, let's say someone loses their starting receiver and they're trying to make a Super Bowl run. They might be like, hey.
But both him and the Niners have to be in a trading mood and place. I just feel like if he doesn't get traded before the season, then it's all gonna. I mean, it's literally that winning cures everything. And if they're 0-5 and he's unhappy, and it's just like, let's offload him. I feel like it'll really depend on their record if he makes it to the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna depend on how Trey Lance is playing, right? That's gonna be his QB.
Yeah, it's very unlikely. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I could see a scenario where that happens.
Yeah.
As for the Cowboys, it's a season. I mean, I don't feel terrible about them.
A lot of people have been down on you Cowboys, man. You know what I mean? Well, just because they haven't made too many like off-season moves and stuff like that. But
most of the things that happen in the off-season involve them, like, everybody just thinks them losing Amari Cooper is just going to be the end of them. The thing is if Amari Cooper played every season like he played this past season, if that's what you got out of him, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And he wasn't terrible. Yeah. It's just that wasn't.
And that's how I feel about James Bradley. Like like he's not.
I think a lot of times, I mean, we do know this. A lot of times, people are now they're thinking off of the best games that Amari Cooper had. Mm-hmm. But if we take any player on any team and go, if they're if they've had very good games, unless they're a terrible player, if they've had like their career games, obviously you want that out of every player.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it has nothing to do with, and I think what everybody's problem is it didn't have much to do with his skill. That is why he's not there. It's the pay. Like they were still happy with him, but I mean they couldn't afford him. You couldn't
afford him,
right.
but you
Which
can't.
is funny because he's supposed to get less expensive when you have a shitty season like that.
Yeah. He was supposed to take a pay cut. I don't think Amari was going to take a pay cut.
No, he wasn't.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine I'm sorry. I think you wanted to say
No.
something.
Go ahead.
Can you imagine the roller coaster of emotions he went through when he was like, "Oh fuck, like I'm being traded to the Browns"? God damn, I gotta play with Baker Mayfield, and I was like, "Oh shit, we got Deshaun Watson."
Yeah. And Jarvis Landry got cut, and he was like, "Oh, bring me back!" Like,
yeah, bro, come on, come get me.
With Baker's gone, man. You know what I mean? Like,
did he go to New Orleans? Was that a rumor?
Jarvis, I think he did sign with the Saints.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that when Drew Brees was like saying, maybe I'll come back, baby?
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's got Jameis.
But, yeah, with the offseason moves, it's hard to be high on the Cowboys. The only thing that I will say is it's the Dallas Cowboys, baby, and they're always in the mix. So it's rare that they're, unless they have heavy injuries, it's rare that they're just going to oh man, this team just sucks. It's very rare.
Your talent is still there. You know what I mean? Now, I got to say, I do feel like Amari is, a big reason why Dak has become the, all-world talent that he is. You know
but
what I mean?
Here's straight up,
yeah.
Dak is at the point in his career where it's like, if he can't do it without Amari, then we should just find that shit out.
This is true.
Yeah. We got to find that shit out, and we got to move on.
You did pay him.
So we got to figure it, because that if that's really what it is, which I don't know. I think Dak's just a baller. I think if Dak's on any other team than the Cowboys, I think he gets a bunch more respect. You're always scrutinized. It's the same thing Tony Romo went through. I don't think Dak is at the level of what Tony Romo was as a quarterback, but.
The thing with Dak is he's been putting up numbers, but it's like it's the big games. It's kind of
the difference between him and Romo is Romo. You could always point to the part of the team that let him down.
Yeah,
and with Dak, it's not that. Dak, if Romo could just have played like some of these fucking iron quarterbacks of his generation, like a lot of the quarterbacks I feel like Romo
like an Eli Manning.
I feel like Romo never went like he's the opposite of like Russell Wilson. Romo never spent any money on his body. Like
not at all, dude.
He was like, I'll have a beer.
Well, he was like Kurt Warner with like none of the Jesus. You know what I mean? Like he just like he didn't appreciate the fact that he was like an undrafted free agent, like who had risen to the starting quarterback of the Cowboys. Like he just like it was like being a rock star for Tony Romo.
And I think at the end, because if he could have been playing, up until like a year ago or something, the Cowboys win a Super Bowl.
You could see him getting serious like late, like around like DeMarco Murray years, like that, like near the end, like when Zeke got there, but it was too late.
Have you ever watched? Do you guys watch A Football Life?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Romo's?
No, I've never.
Is it good?
It's a good episode.
I've avoided it because
it's a good episode because he talks about. Dude, he talks literally about an off season, and you can like when he said it, like clicked, like I don't remember which year it is.
Yeah,
but he's like, no, and I just was throwing the ball. He's like literally something about he was like throwing the ball into the couch, like, and that's what he did as that's one of the things he did as practice all the time.
Couch?
Yeah, like sitting on one side of the room and throwing the ball, and he just got like a new control over it.
Wow.
And he was like, really, that's when everything started opening up, and I think that mixed with, obviously just from his commentating the film, his film analysis, and able to
he can process like nobody. Like
that's
nobody
what I was that's 100% what I was gonna say is the fact that he could process as quickly as he could process and see everything.
Yeah,
that obviously came from being on the fact that he does that now came from being on the field, and it's just that his A Football Life, and it's not just because I love that show in general.
Yeah,
and Michael Strahan has a great episode of that. There are definitely players from all teams where it is, but the Romo one is a good one, regardless of if you're
on the couch, dude. Wow, this episode is sponsored by Lazy Boy Furniture.
If you want to get to the league, buy you a Lazy
Sit
Boy.
Your ass down.
Sit your ass down.
This episode's sponsored by Lazy Boy and Smith & Wesson. Was that 19? Anyways.
Oh man. So,
but yeah, the Cowboys. They did draft offensive lineman first.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Smith out of Tulane.
Not first overall in the first round.
Yeah.
And I would say part of the team that did let Dak down has let Zeke down over the past couple of seasons is that the once number one offensive line in football for many years has definitely had holes in it.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is but this is it's somebody you drafted. You're gonna have to see
Yeah.
See if he's going to be able to
He's a young
plug
guy,
and play.
and like I mean, it's not like you can't coach him up because it's like it's hard to not have faith in your offensive line coaching because you guys, like you said, you've had a great one for the last decade. So, it's very possible. A lot of people are giving Tyler Smith a hard time because he had the most holding penalties for an offensive lineman in college football, but. I did watch his tape because I just wanted to see if the Cowboys made a mistake. And the kid, I'm telling you, he pancakes people. You know what I mean? He can move. He kind of looks like a Mekhi Becton. You know what I mean? Just not as
big boy,
not as quick. Yeah. He's a big dude. He's a big dude. So I don't know. We'll see.
So it's they didn't make any splash moves or any additions to the team that you're like, oh shit, these guys, they're going to be right back in there, in the mix of everything. But I still they find a way. They still have a good core intact. I think people just the fans are always too high on the Cowboys, and everyone else is always too low. And like most things in life, and how the Cowboys have proven to be to me over my lifetime, is there in the it's always somewhere in the middle. So I'm gonna stick with that until somebody proves me otherwise. They'll be in the mix, and I'm excited for this coming season. Zeke's probably only got a couple more.
Zeke is still going to be the highest paid running back going into this season.
He's the reason why there isn't a next highest paid running back.
Yeah,
he's the reason why. If Zeke has great seasons, running backs are getting paid.
Yeah. If you think say like Saquon ain't getting it, even if I don't know if we're gonna give Saquon a deal, but where would he go? And he'd
have to he'd have to break the rushing record this year for that to happen.
Yeah.
No, and there's gonna be some crazy running back that's as good or better than Zeke was the years that he was on fire, his early years.
Yeah.
It's going to take another one of those.
Well, right now it's Jonathan Taylor. He's the one he's like the
break the market. Him or Derrick Henry, if they both have big seasons.
Did Derrick Henry get he got a big contract already?
He did already?
Yeah. Derrick Henry.
I thought he was still on the rookie contract.
No.
Oh no, Derrick Henry it's not in his rookie contract. He got Derrick Henry got a 2-year deal or something like that. He got big money. But it's still running back money, you know what I mean? So it was only 25.
Dude, these quarterbacks are making 42, 43, 50
eating
for
up all
Aaron
you can,
Rodgers.
Bro.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I think it's so well, it's funny because with Aaron Rodgers, they still could have signed Devontae Adams, and they would have even given him more money in the first 2 years, but he's like, "Nah, I want to go play with my college QB. I want to play Derek Carr."
Yeah.
So that was pretty wild.
I like that. I like that decision. Maybe you'll see Derek Carr up his game a little bit because you get a good receiver like a Devontae Adams.
He hasn't really had one since Amari Cooper, and even then they didn't really mesh well. They had 1 year.
They didn't.
He was a 1,000-yard receiver, and then the next year bust, and then they're like, "How could you give up a first-round pick from?" And then the Cowboys are like, "Ha, look, this is why," and it worked out.
What does it say Derrick Henry makes? 12.5 million.
Nah, dude. This is. I guess it's going by average salary, dude. Zeke is actually third.
Christian McCaffrey.
Or tied for second with, or it's basically tied for second with Alvin Kamara.
Wow, Christian McCaffrey. I forget he got that.
Dude, shout out to Joe Mixon. Relatively up there in age and still making a lot of money and producing. You're getting a good deal.
Oh, Joe Mixon is only not way up here because he slapped a bitch in a bar. He's called a slap. He punched her in the head.
Yeah. That was before he got drafted, right? He's been a model citizen.
But that's what I'm saying. That is the sole reason because that was, you know why? Because that was right around the Ray Rice shit. It was the same time. Right. And he really, I still think it's insane. It's fine. It's not it's not, but I think it's insane.
People have come out since then and have sided with Joe Mixon on that. Apparently, that lady was kind of a bitch.
Well, she was provoking him. If you watch the video, which
I still can't believe
a punch.
But, I was gonna say I can't believe that Ray Rice never played football again. I can understand being suspended a season or 2 seasons, something, but to never play football.
No, man. It was he laid her out, and then it was the league. Really, a lot of that had to do with the league trying to cover their tracks too, because they tried to cover it up.
Yeah, but that's on them. That's not. That's on them.
All right. So is it worse to deck a woman once and it be on camera, or to in private put your dick in 22 girls' hands?
Now that's why 22. You know what I mean?
Or throw your wife or baby mama on a fucking pile of guns. and he still played football.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
You know what I
about
mean?
that
Like
guy.
that's my problem. I just think I've always thought it's not that I. You know,
Antonio Brown was playing football.
Yeah.
He like jerked off on his like youth pastor's back or something like that. Like, it was like, did you hear about that story?
No,
He
what?
took this girl, Antonio Brown. Like she told the story about how like he wanted her to come and watch like some like Christian videos, like some some shit to like for Bible study type shit. And she said she was watching the video and then she felt something. They turned around, Antonio Brown was jerking off behind her, you know what I mean, like on her back, like while she was watching.
risky move.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to do the naked man from How I Met Your Mother.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
That's like the naked wet man. You took it to the next level.
way next level, man. Way next level. Yeah.
So it came out actually today, I believe, or yesterday that
Oh, this is sad.
Dwayne Haskins was drunk and had alcohol and drugs in his system when he was hit.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, there have been some. There was a report that somebody was in the car with him too. That there was somebody in the car. Like, yeah, it's tough because it's like it's so tragic to have someone's life like his cut down so short, so sudden. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people felt like Dwayne Haskins was working his way, back, to getting a chance to, be a starter and actually get a chance at that job. And maybe he was, you know what I'm saying? But to know that I mean, I don't know how you can really judge him for driving. For driving, I guess.
Was he driving though, or was he the
No.
passenger?
Well, no. What happened was he ran out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
He according. Let me just read it, I guess.
He had some K in him.
He had ketamine. He had ketamine in at least 10 drinks. They said
oh gosh.
His blood alcohol level was 0.20, so that's very, very high.
Yeah.
According to the University of California, Davis and other universities, the report said investigators found Haskins' car outside of out of gas near where he was hit. Witnesses said he was trying to wave down cars standing in the center of the lane when he was struck by a truck and then an SUV. That's brutal. So he basically was drunk driving on ketamine.
Man.
And then he went in, and then so it wasn't. They were saying he was walking down the interstate. It sounds like he wasn't walking that much. That he was because they said he was near his car.
I mean it's just tough, man. And it's like these man, I feel so sad for his family, for his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they gotta find first of all, they gotta find it out suddenly, but then when the details come out and they have no context for what happened. You know what I mean? And then
No. Oh shit. Then it just died. The battery just must have died right now.
That is sad though, but real, they have no context for what happened. You know what I'm saying? And
that's.
I just I feel for them, because it's maybe he did have that stuff in his system.
It's just really unfortunate, man. 'Cause he really was trying to get that second chance. He was in the Steelers QB room the whole season. This season, he would have
had a chance
competing with Kenny Pickett. I mean, who else are you gonna compete with?
Would they have drafted
Trubisky?
Would they have drafted Kenny Pickett? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it depends. They already had
they
Trubisky.
got. I mean, I think they were gonna dump Mason regardless. So it's
Mason had a chance. Yeah,
it's just
ever since Mason did the whole
said the N-word to Myles Garrett. All right, we know that
allegedly. Yeah.
Anyway,
but drinking and ketamine, you're pretty fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
you're gonna be. He was just fucked up. It's just kind of a.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
Shitty accident when
it's
you're
very
fucked
tough,
up,
man.
When you're that fucked up.
It's very tough. I mean.
Yeah. I have no idea what that's like. I know that ketamine apparently puts you in the K hole. So if you're in the hole and then it starts spinning,
if you take too much, I mean, if he was in a K hole, he wouldn't have been. It would have been probably better.
He wouldn't have been walking
because
on the street.
He probably just fucking passed out in his car. You can't move. I've never been in a K hole, but you can't move.
Yeah, there's no way you're hit like that. There would have been an actual car accident because he wouldn't have been able to drive.
But they said he was prescribed the ketamine, but you can abuse it recreationally.
I hear that his wife though, his parents chose not to meet his wife because they had not met prior to this happening, and they did not want that to be.
That's not a great
their introduction. Isn't that something?
That's weird.
Yeah. Right?
Also, pretty wild that you would get married to someone without meeting each other's parents.
Did he have a kid though?
Huh? I don't know if they had a kid. I don't know if they had a kid together, but they were married. And I mean, look, me and my wife got married, and she met my mom. I mean, she didn't meet my mom in person until after we were married, but. Oh. I mean, but also we live in it's I don't know. Circumstances, things are different.
Sure.
No,
he didn't have any kids.
He no kids. But he was still young too, though. 24.
Yeah.
I mean,
not that he needed to have kids. I just was wondering if that's maybe why they got married, and so that's why they didn't get to meet. It is odd that you would.
You thought it was like a shotgun wedding type.
Yeah, that was like, oh shit, and then it was like we haven't met the parents.
No,
yet.
I think they've been. I think they got married like right out of college or something, like or in college or something.
What the hell? Where was his parents? Where was his parents at?
He was in Ohio. Hey, look. Sometimes these athletes, the parents don't like the girlfriends. I mean, I might have been one of those situations.
Okay, so let's say we're wrapping this up. How did you guys enjoy going over NFL articles mixed with us talking about whatever the fuck we wanted?
I thought it was good. You know what I mean? I don't know. How about you?
I like how it's free flowing. We usually have like a set of things we want to discuss in no particular order, sometimes in order, but I kind of liked it. It was like a conversation.
Great to do especially for the off season too, because it's like we can cover a lot of different topics, still talk about football, and still just talk. You know what I mean? And that's good.
Yeah, because I feel like when football comes back, that we should fucking be more like, not that it has to be, it doesn't have to be drinking or anything like that, but we sit around, have a beer, and talk about the last week of games, the way you would if we all worked together.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, because you think about it, there's podcasts out there that are like, okay, we're going to give you specific news on, a team. Mm-hmm. Even some, I don't think there's any dedicated to a player. There might be in the future. A division, a league, but not necessarily one where you're just like, oh, I'm going to chill with the boys and see what they thought of this fucking week, Because what if there's a week where this never really happens, but all the games suck, and no one does well, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, is everyone just taking a break? Like,
why would you? I think the low pressure is good because it's like this is how you talk to your boys about sports when you see
100%,
in general, right?
And as comics, that's all we're trying to do. Yeah. I'm not trying to give you all the facts on what Jerry Jeudy. Let's find out together, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
like we're finding out at the same fucking time, and we probably might be wrong too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, on our interpretation. But I feel like that could I don't know. I feel like that could connect us more to people listening to it, and then we can have our fucking little mailbag or whatever we want to call it and shit like that. And
that will.
And sometimes they need someone like us to translate, confusing ass articles like this. You have like a whole fucking page about like this is the legal term he was charged with, blah 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 blah. All it really is inflated baby mama drama.
It is very much so.
Thank you for watching World Star Hip Hop News.
Give Richard Sherman a call. You know what I mean? He has something similar. I think that. Yeah, dude. We should do it like this, man. I think that's the format you were trying to figure out. You stumbled upon it, and it works.
Fuck yeah! And hey, if you're listening, we won't always start with school shootings.
I promise.
Hey, unless there's a school shooting the day of our podcast. So
you should put this
blame the shooter
on the front.
Blame the shooter.
Blame the shooter.
Steph Curry.
Hey, you know what I mean? He had a bad night. He did have a bad night tonight. You know what I mean? But
I got this. Wait, Steph Curry? Never mind.
But thanks for listening. Fucking follow us all in the description and all that shit. We're back. We'll be back next week.
Hell yeah. Thank you.